Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Sunday to you. My name is Kathy Merkel-Roddy, for those of you who are new to the group and might not have heard me talk before about my healing. About almost 3 years ago, I healed my spasmodic dysphonia after dealing with it for about 3 years. So it came on very much with a bunch of other symptoms that also were a challenge for me to get through, but also a blessing in a way. Because of these other symptoms, I was able to extrapolate the information that I gathered about healing other neurological symptoms such as vertigo and dizziness and spasms in the body, and other things that oftentimes we experience when we have spasmodic dysphonia, but not always. Sometimes people don't have any other symptoms other than just their voice. But for me, I like to do everything in a very large way. So wouldn't you know that, of course, no, I get 30 symptoms along with spasmodic dysphonia. So go big or stay home, right? Anyway, so I just wanted to kind of give an overview for you guys who are new here and just sort of give you a little bit of a background on, what I have done in the past, a little bit over 5 years I've been on my healing journey. So it's been crazy. It's been miraculous. It's been hard. It's shown me parts of myself that I didn't know I had. And, of course, I'm much better off having gone through it. But it was, I'm not here to tell you it's all, roses and rainbows, because it certainly, it makes you dig deep into your depths to find the real person that's in there, that the person that you used to be, the person that you can be. So I'm going to invite you all to step up into that challenge, because I know it's in there. I know maybe you feel beaten down right now. You might feel a little discouraged or frustrated in your life, and that's perfectly to be expected when you're dealing with something as incapacitating as spasmodic dysphonia. People who have not experienced it would not understand that the challenges that you have to deal with on a daily basis just to communicate and just to try and navigate your day. Just talking on the phone is a big freaking deal. And people don't understand that. So I've been there. I understand. So needless to say, I am your biggest cheerleader. I am so happy you're here. I think that this is amazing. The minute I got my voice back, all I wanted to do is stand on a mountaintop and shout it from the mountaintop to let people know that it's possible to heal, because nobody had that information for me when I was healing. So forgive me if I'm a little redundant and I say these things over and over again, but honestly, just in case there's somebody new that has never heard me say these things before, I want to make sure that I'm clear, and I want to make sure that I include all of the full message that I want to convey each and every time I talk, because just in case someone is just catching this for the first time and wondering where the heck to start and how to do this, that's how I am here to facilitate and guide you to finding those first steps. So, in the past, I've done lives and talked a little bit more in depth about the nutritional side of healing, because I used a combination of things. So it was nutrition, detoxifying my body, in addition to learning how to regulate my nervous system, bringing it down into a more calm state so that I could let my adrenal glands get a rest, and also get the nerves a chance to get a break from that constant pumping of adrenaline, which happens when we're stressed. Oftentimes, if we have a lot of negative thought patterns going on in our minds, it's just triggering adrenaline after adrenaline after adrenaline. And then, of course, our nerves never get a chance to heal, because that's the problem. The issue is not our vocal cords. The issue is the nerves connecting the brain to the vocal cords. So we got to let those babies get their myelin sheath covered back up again so that they can be impervious to the toxins and the pathogens that we come up against, oftentimes that are in our body, the Epstein-Barr, the shingles, and the mercury, specifically, and heavy metals that are behind the physicality of this whole thing. Now, that is one aspect of it, but of course, I've also talked on previous lives about trauma and how we have all experienced trauma, and that also plays a role in that. So that's the emotional side. And so we need to learn to take control of our thoughts. We need to learn to master our emotions and our energy. After all, we are all just made up of energy. We are energetic beings, and we are having a physical experience here in these bodies on earth right now. But honestly, when our energy is in alignment and when we can allow our chakras all throughout the energy centers of our body to align and to function properly, then it helps the physical part of our bodies function properly. So when we're out of alignment, we've had trauma, oftentimes the energy in our body gets stored in the lower chakras of our body because we're in a fight or flight kind of situation constantly. We're constantly in fight or flight. So the upper chakras don't get a chance to get proper energy to restore and rejuvenate. And that's what happens. It's so interesting because early on, before I started my medical medium portion of my journey and whatnot, I was seeking out alternative, modalities to try and heal myself. So I went to a Reiki healer once, and at the time, she told me that she felt like I had a sacral wound, which was lower in my chakras, that was drawing energy from my throat chakra, which at the time I didn't know what to make of all of that. And honestly, one session at a Reiki healer did not cure me, but I understand now what she was trying to tell me at the time, which I have learned since then about all of this situation. So today I wanted to share with you guys a meditation that I have found extremely helpful. It's a meditation that is from Joe Dispenza in his Becoming Supernatural book, which I highly recommend if you're a reader and you want to delve into something to help yourself from that emotional and energy side of things. I highly recommend. One of his meditations is called Blessing the Energy Centers meditation. And basically, the first component of this whole thing, though, is to also get into our heart space, get into the energy that is generated from our hearts. Oftentimes, when we've had trauma, we've experienced hardship in our lives, we close our heart. We've been hurt. We don't want it to happen again. The part of our brain that's, in the trauma loop saying, don't trust anyone, don't love again, don't fully give yourself over to feeling vulnerable. Basically, we try and guard our hearts. But in doing that, unfortunately, then we are also kind of keeping the energy of the heart center contained, which also is detrimental to our healing, because our brains are sort of like, if you think of a car and it's like you have a fancy new car that has the microchips and all of the computer system on the dashboard, the fancy stuff on there that shows you the GPS and whatnot. Okay, so that's like the part that is kind of telling you where you can go and how to get there. But the part that actually powers you there is the engine that's burning electricity or gasoline or whatever kind of car you have. And that's what the heart is. The heart is our emotional center, and that is where the power of our essence, our chi, is located in our heart chakra. So what we have to learn to do is master our thoughts to be thinking, we're a destination where we want to go, healing ourselves, right? And then we have to find ways to propel ourselves by accessing that beautiful energy that's in our heart chakra. So as we're doing this meditation, it's important to first kind of just get in touch with your heart chakra. Sometimes just even putting your hands over your heart area and breathing into that helps you sort of start becoming aware of that area of your body. And once you become aware of that, then I want you to just start thinking of wonderful things in your life that you're grateful for. The times in your life that you've had wonderful memories, the beautiful gifts that you've had over your lifetime, and just feel the gratitude. That's a really easy avenue to start tapping into that heart energy. Because when we can tap into that, then we're going to use that energy to then bless all of the other chakras and basically generate energy as from the bottom all the way up. In our final energy center is actually 16 inches above our heads. It's kind of like, I think of it like my love antenna. Like I put it up and like it's my way of attracting what it is that I want to manifest in my life. So we're all energetic beings manifesting the things that we want to happen in our lives. So after we kind of get in touch with our heart chakra, we've thought of the beautiful things that we're grateful for, then I want you to start at your root chakra, which is down in your nether regions, but the perineum there is the sort of neutral territory in that region. And if you sort of think of that area of your body and you just notice the space around it, notice how you are in space and how there is actually space within your body behind the perineum. Like we're basically, every molecule has many like infinite space between the actual atoms. It's so interesting if you start thinking in a quantum physics kind of way. We're made up of energy, and basically we're made up of a lot of space between all of the molecules that make us up. So we sort of become in a neutral kind of way of thinking of that area of our body, each area that I'm going to talk you through. But we start thinking of it in more of a neutral, expansive way instead of the way we have related to that part of our body in the previous, maybe a previous way. So we start with the perineum, and then we just send energy there from our heart chakra and just bless it and just thank it for, I don't know if you've had children, if you've had, just the functions that that area of your body does for you on a daily basis. And sort of, you could send gratitude there and say, thank you for keeping me afloat, basically, because all of these energy centers are super important to be in alignment to ultimately, we're working our way up to the throat chakra and the brain. That's ultimately where we're going, but we have to stack it up, and all of our chakras have to be balanced in order to get the optimal kind of result. So, not to mention, we rely on our liver and our adrenal glands to cooperate in all of these healing aspects. We also need our immune system to be on board. So all of these different chakras of our bodies control different aspects of our health. So we started with the root chakra, and then we're going to move up to the second, number 2 chakra is the one right behind our belly button. And that just so happens that's where, in the vicinity of our adrenal glands and our kidneys and our reproductive organs and that sort of thing. So we're going to do the same thing. Just think about the space around it, in front, behind, and then also start to get into our heart chakra and send gratitude and love to that area, because those things that are located there have been helping us. If we're caught in fight or flight, bless those adrenal glands. They have kept us going when probably we were on our last leg. And so we have to thank it and, acknowledge the contributions that region of our body has made. Then we move up to the third energy center, which is basically our solar plexus. That is your energy center, where your drive, your zest for life exists in that region. And also, coincidentally, your liver, which is also a very key organ when it comes to healing. So, and not to mention your digestion. Of course, that's where you're getting all of our fuel that we're eating. So that area of our body, again, just notice the space around, behind, and you can take as much time with this. I'm kind of brushing through this quickly because I don't want this to be too lengthy, but, and then of course, send love to that part of you, which is your powerhouse, that part of you that I'm sure you have gotten through so much, and it is that part of you that has been responsible for helping you get through. Then we move into the heart chakra, and you can even feel more of that love and expansiveness happening in that chakra, where you can just think of all of the wonderful things that have happened. You can keep stacking thing after thing after thing after thing, and just send yourself so much love, and you could send it out to the world and to anyone that you know. So after you kind of enjoy that, and of course, I don't know if I said this, I don't think I said to examine the space around your heart chakra. Notice that first, and then send the love. Same thing with your throat chakra. Oh my goodness. That poor throat chakra needs extra love and care because it has been working so hard to try and overcompensate for the lack of communication happening from the brain. And I know I used to do all sorts of crazy tensing and weird, like my shoulders would come up when I was trying to talk, and I would feel everything just tightening up as I'm trying to communicate. And that's this area just trying to overcompensate for the dysfunction that's happening. So send it lots and lots of love, and just imagine it taking that energy in and revitalizing and healing the cells and healing the nerves in that vicinity. So after you do that for a while, then the next energy center is your third eye, which is right here, right above your, in the middle of your forehead, basically. And you can also notice the space around, and then send love to that third eye area. Just feel it. As I've gotten more and more into this, I feel like a tingling there when I do it. It's kind of interesting. And similarly, then the next energy center is the crown of the head. So you want to send, notice the space around it, notice how it's feeling, and then send lots and lots of love there. And then finally, our very final energy center, as I had mentioned earlier, is about 16 inches above your head. And that is like your antenna, where you're going to attract whatever it is that you want to attract. You're going to command the energy of the universe to assist you with this healing, because we are all connected, and we are all connected to that quantum field, which is an infinite amount of energy and abundance. And so if we can tap into that, then it can also boost our healing, because it gives us an extra external energy source that we might not have access to otherwise. So I tend to do this. So I learned this probably around a year ago, and I started doing it because I was having some issues in my life, some kind of crazy stuff. My nervous system starting to kind of take a toll on with the things that I had. I don't know. Okay, I lost my internet there for a minute. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. But this, now I have used this meditation like multiple times a day since I learned it, because it really has helped me just stay calm. And whenever I feel myself starting to get amped up, or I feel out of alignment, out of balance, it does the trick. And even in the middle of the night. So I have one of my chronic issues all my life really has been insomnia. And so and when my nervous system took a hit, I was noticing like starting to get panic attacks in the middle of the night. So I started using this technique to calm myself down in the middle of the night. And then it honestly has helped me then get back to sleep and just like feel so rejuvenated in the morning. So that is something that I highly recommend just trying. And the thing is that it doesn't have to be lengthy. It can be short. You could do it in a 3-minute period of time, or you can make it longer if you want. However you are feeling and however much time you guys have, that's the thing about it. So I'm gonna just read some of the comments, and you guys feel free to comment some more. So you've had SD for the past 8 years. I'm sorry, that is really, really tough. That is really tough. I'm sure it's probably hard to remember what it felt like to not have it. But the good news is that if you can start imagining what it feels like to not have it anymore, that's a very good first step, because we have to begin visualizing our healing. We have to believe wholeheartedly that we can get there. And that is another key point that would keep us propelled forward in our journey to, to keep going, because all of the aspects of this require... I'm opening my door to see if my internet connection, I don't know if that ended or what happened, but darn it. Well, I hope you guys got some good stuff out of today. I wanted to answer some questions and comments, but technology is not my friend. Let's see. Oh, you were a teacher, elementary school librarian, had to retire early. I'm sorry. That's so hard. But hopefully, now you can start reclaiming. I don't know where you are in your life and what your dreams are, but it's time to reclaim those and start thinking about what it is that got preempted, where you were in your journey and what happened, and start dreaming and considering the possibility that your life could go on in a new direction once you're healed and as you're healing. So anyway, if you guys are still watching, and I'm not sure what's happening with this live, if it's still going or if I'm just talking to no one right now, but if you could leave me a comment or and let me know if you watch this live or replay, and then also let me know what you have going on, what your thoughts are on this whole thing. If it's a little woo-woo for you, I understand. These are new concepts. If you're not used to considering all of the things that I talked about, it might sound a little strange, but I don't know. I think keeping an open mind and entertaining possibilities that are new is kind of key to this as well, because the habits and the thinking that got us into the sickness are not the same thinking and habits that are going to get us out. So all we're looking for is a little bit of improvement. We're looking for a 1% change every day in the positive direction. We're going to do baby steps, because this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. But we can do it. I did it in 2.5 years. So I know that might sound long, but I want to tell you right now, I've been healed longer than it took me to actually do the healing. So from my perspective right now, when I look back on it, it doesn't really feel that long. Now, while I was going through it, it felt long. But I'm just telling you that you guys might be able to heal quicker. I'm giving you tools that I didn't have when I was healing. So, you know, the possibilities are limitless, and it's just a matter of getting all of these tools in your toolbox and using them daily. And who knows? I don't know what's possible. I don't even want to put a time limit on it, because I think you guys are capable of far more than you even know. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday, and I look forward to chatting with you guys in the group. Just leave me a comment, leave me a question. I'm happy to answer. And if you're new, you guys, look, I will link some stuff in the comments, because I have a blog about the causes of SD and some of the things that I use to heal myself from them. There's a live in the group that I did about that, about trauma. So there's all sorts of wonderful things. There's a search bar at the top of the group. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but it's a great tool, because you can type in any keyword that you want to type in. You can even type my name in, or, you know, live, or, you know, whatever. And it will pop up. It'll populate whatever search aspect you're looking for. And if we've talked about it in the group, then that'll help you find it. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I look forward to hopefully chatting with you guys soon. And leave me a comment. All right, bye.